Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is going to be a toolbox tour of a Snap-on tool cart. I don't know the model number, but it is now the air compressor is going off in the background. But it is a 36-inch wide and I believe a 30-inch deep tool cart. To give you a little background on this box, I am currently going to school at John Deere Tech School for ag mechanics. So um, that's the background behind me. What I've been working on lately is John Deere sprayers and dry boxes at the dealer here. It's a little bit of a mess, but the service truck is not mine either. It's the tech I'm helping out at the moment. So I'm just an intern here right now. Here for another month yet. Been here for a couple months now. So I do have another toolbox tour. It's of an older box I had. I got this box now. Got a few more tools and everything's been used now, so I figure we'll dive right on in. It's white with black trim, bed liner top. It's nice. I don't recommend a white toolbox, so it looks great when it's new, but when it gets dirty it looks like shit. Anyways, here's the top. The box is a mess. I do work out of it, and I got a lot of tools and not a lot of room, so you have to forgive the mess. I'll see if I can get a top view here. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. Anyways, I've got pry bars on the side here, 2 Snap-ons, and a Mayhew. And there's a bunch of junk in here. O-ring. Don't know why I have that, but I do. A couple half-inch drive extensions. These are Harbor Freight wobbles. All my wobble extensions I keep on the side rails here, just to keep them out of the way, I guess. They're all Harbor Freights, so I got half-inch and 3/8 here, a Snap-on pen light. It's bright. I don't care for it though. Lady slipper. Couple Snap-on files, safety glasses. That's it for over there. Notepad, writing shit down. Box I should throw away. I got a laptop for work. We, as far as payroll and like time cards go, everything's on the laptop, so we all get a laptop for work purposes. So that stays up here. There's a charger for that. In the back I've got overrun sockets that don't fit on the Hansen rails. Swivels, a couple adapters, more adapters. Some of the ones are Snap-on, other ones are Harbor Freight. I got a little tape measure, or not a tape measure, but a Snap-on ruler, I guess. Pencil back here. These are 8-point sockets for doing square plugs. They come in handy. Not everybody uses these. These are just cheap Craftsman ones. But in the ag world, we have a few square plugs on Sig-Gear cases and stuff. And you need them. Can't get on everything with just an open-end wrench. And then we got Hansen socket rails. I got standard or metric on this side, standard on this side. All the shallows are Snap-on 12 points, and then all the deeps are Carlisle 6 points. The Napa Carlisle. I did buy a Snap-on toolkit from school. I got this box from there too. I'm probably missing a bunch of stuff, but it's been a long day. But yeah, the deeps are all Carlisle 6 points. Shallows are all Snap-on 12 points. That goes for standard to metric throughout. I get these little, these are just Craftsman 1/4 inch swivels. They come in handy. I don't use them as much as I used to though, I guess. Anything else back here? Some cough drops. Snap-on tape measure. I don't really care for it. Harbor Freight one's actually kind of nice. I liked Harbor Freight one better. Screwdrivers all on this side. I got Phillips, my stubbies. This is a valve stem tool. Flatheads. I got a couple. Got my 3/8 and a 1/2 inch breaker bar. 3/8 is Snap-on. A 1/2 inch is a SK. 1/4 inch driver, SK. I like it because you can use it as an extension as well. I find that handier and shit. Snap-on ratcheting, 1/4 inch driver. There's a tire pressure gauge in the back there. A bunch of receipts and stuff in the back there too. Like I said, it's not a pretty box anymore. She's jam-packed full. There's some hearing protection in here. I think that's it for the most part, except for the ratchets and extensions. Here's my 1/4 inch stuff here. The wobbles are Harbor Freight. The non-wobble, this is a Snap-on one. My regular extensions are Snap-on. Got them with my toolkit. 1/4 inch breaker bar, Harbor Freight swivel ratchet. Use this thing a lot. It's pretty nice for the price that you can get it for. Snap-on 1/4 inch ratchet. My 3/8 over here. I got a pen too. Don't forget about that. You gotta have a pen. 3/8 extension. I don't know if this is a 6 inch maybe. Then a 4 inch. These are both Snap-ons. SK stubby flex head ratchet. This thing's really nice. I don't know if it's I think it's a 42 tooth. Not a high tooth count, but it is sure a smooth ratchet, and it saved my ass more than once. So if you don't have one of these, I'd invest, whatever brand it is, I'd invest in one. They'll save your ass at some point. Snap-on regular old F80 3/8 ratchet. Got a Snap-on 3/8 long flex head. I use this bastard all the time. It's great. You see the Snap-on come off the screwdriver handle already. But I use this little guy all the time. It's awesome to have one of them. 1/2 inch all the way down here. Snap-on regular 1/2 inch, and I got a Snap-on locking flex head. I think this one's a 16 inch. Show you out there. And then a couple 1/2 inch extensions, Snap-on, just regular down in there. I think that's it. Also, I got a Snap-on breaker bar over there too. I think I forgot to mention. 24 inch, I think. 1/2 inch drive. All right, top is done. First drawer down are my standard wrenches. I've got Snap-on 3/8 all the way up to 1.25 inch. Don't have 1 3/16, but I got a 30 millimeter. It's the same thing. Line wrenches, Snap-on. Picks in here because this is the only place they fit. O-ring picks. Some razor blades. Yeah, they're all over the place. I don't really have time to clean up. Standard Allen wrenches. Little mirror because it fits there. The channel lock filter pliers. They're decent. Haven't used them very much, but I got them. And I've got gear wrench, stubby wrenches. These things are awesome. If you don't have I had some Harbor Freight ones before. They didn't go, I don't know if they went from like, I think they went from 1/2 inch to 3/4 maybe. But I like this gear wrench set because it goes from, let's go start at 3/8. Yeah, it goes from 3/8 all the way up to 15/16. Maybe normal people don't, a lot of people maybe don't need the bigger stubbies, but if you're taking a line off or something, it's in a really bastard of a spot, it's handy to have a bigger stubby. You can really use the wrench a lot quicker than trying to get in there with a normal 15/16 to run it off. Gear wrench ratcheting, 5/16 to 1 inch. They're decent. Maybe one day I'll upgrade to some loop points or whatever. These are my 1 1/16, 1 1/8, 1 1/4 up here. Don't have room for them on this rail. I do, but they don't fit in the drawer. They're too tall of a wrench. Like I said, this is before. I got some ignition wrenches back there too. I know I'm missing a bunch of stuff, but bear with me. 30 inches deep drawer. Pull all the way out. Super smooth. I love this tool cart. Awesome. I just wish it was a little bigger. here's my metric. Second row down is the metric wrenches. Go from 8 all the way up to 30 millimeter snap-on. They're not Flink Tri Plus or anything, but they get the job done. I don't really use a lot of the bigger wrenches. The only big metric wrench I really use is a 30 millimeter, because that's an inch and 3/16. For lines, that's a somewhat of a common size in the John Deere world anyways. Metric ratcheting, I think they go from 8 to 25. These are gear wrenches as well. Got some JB Weld. Gotta have some JB Weld in your box. Metric Allens, snap-on. Again, the gear wrench stubbies. Awesome little wrenches. This is for pulling, this is a Lyle tool for pulling the little plastic rivets out. I think that's what they're called. On lawnmowers, they use them a little bit on the John Deere lawnmowers. Pittsburgh, you know, the little, the micro screwdrivers in there. Come in handy every once in a while. That's this drawer. Next drawer down is, I'm going to warn you, it's a little bit of a clusterfuck. Excuse my language. But she's piled full. I'll take this out. Like I said, I'm an intern right now, so that's my little booklet. I have to log everything. I got to keep a log of what I do for school. So that's in there. This is my pliers, electrical, and everything else drawer. Irwin vice grips here. Pair of snap ring pliers, snap-on, hose clamp, just the cheap hose clamp pliers. Mac hose cutter. Working on sprayers, it comes in handy for doing the solution hoses and everything. Channel locks, battery cable cutters, channel lock side cutters, SK 6-inch pliers. These things are pretty awesome. Snap-on hose clamp pliers. If you've never seen these, this is more for the egg people too. These are for the wire type hose clamps. Basically not, I'll just summarize it. On, say, the John Deere 466 engines and the 404 engines, on the fuel lines, they have a wire type hose clamp. If you want to look it up, you can. Is that going to focus? Anyways, they have these little notches for taking them off. Going to focus on there? Yeah, see that? Basically, they're a pain in the ass, and these pliers make taking those hose clamps off pretty damn easy. They're a wire type hose clamp. They're a pain in the ass. That's what those are for. Snap-on channel locks. Uh-oh, I'm out of focus again. Come on. There we go. Sorry about that. Battery pliers. Snap-on needle nose. Snap-on side cutters. And the snap-on pliers. 7-inch. Snap-on snap ring pliers. I don't really care for these. I like the Mac ones better. I don't have a set of Mac ones. I think I'm going to buy one though. To change, you know, for internal and external, you have to unscrew this. The Mac ones, you just turn it and it comes right out. And I don't know if it's because they're new, but the snap rings always slide out of those little grooves. I have a hell of a time anyways trying to do that with these pliers anyways. I got a Mac test light. Awesome. Snap-on crimper and a wire stripper. Little thing's pretty awesome too. Just 10-foot test leads. Capri wire, automatic wire stripper. Works pretty good. You ever do a lot of electrical work, you should get one of these. Just a roll of wire, a Harbor Freight butane torch. There's a fluke meter back in there. There's some electrical tape, some homemade test leads. What else is in this box? These are the Mountain box end ratcheting wrenches. Easy Red makes these too. A bunch of companies make these, but they're reversible. I'm sure people have seen these. You know, long panel box end, double box end. They're reversible. This one's really dirty. I never cleaned it off today. I use that one a lot, but they've got a little lip on them. A lot of people don't like that. I love it. For doing lines on the John Deere sprayers, they get in, they're the full bolt, the 4-bolt O-ring face seal for the hydrostatic hoses, and these fit in there so well. 18 millimeter, oh god, it's the best tool. I think that's probably one of my favorite. This whole set was probably one of my favorite tools I ever bought. Just got them recently. I got some more of these type vice grips for clamping. Some big channel locks, some fuel line clamps or coolant clamps, whatever you want to do. I got some catalogs, Snap-on catalogs, Mac catalogs. There's some channel lock micro pliers in there, adjustable wrenches, zip ties. What else is in there? Some Snap-on tie cutters, oil filter pliers, some other Snap-on snap ring pliers, bigger ones. Like I said, it ain't a pretty box. This is probably the worst drawer. We'll shut that drawer for now. Next one down, this is my hammer drawer. I've got the Snap-on. This is Snap-on saw face dead blow. It's I don't know if this is a 32 ounce. The Snap-on dead blow ball peen hammers. They're awesome. They're worth their weight in gold. So I got the 32. I think it's a 32. 24, and I think this is a 16. They're awesome with pliers. One Mac anti-vibe, just a little 8 ounce. Those little ball peen hammers are really, really handy for getting into tight spots. My homemade hammer. It's a ball peen head mounted on a pipe. I don't know why I have it in this box. I don't think I'll ever use it. But file cleaner, Blue Point putty knife, hardly ever been used. Snap-on 1/2 inch torque wrench, Snap-on 3/8 torque wrench, Harbor Freight caliper, SK 1/4 inch pound torque wrench. These are SK roll pin punches. This is more to the agriculture side. Roll pin punches are anyways. I guess heavy equipment uses them too, but a roll pin punch, there's these things called roll pins. I'm sure now it's going to be all out of focus again. But they get a little ball in there and they slide into that roll pin, and then you can hit them out. They use a lot on combines, a little bit on sprayer, you can see it, a little bit on sprayers. There's a little ball at the end, and that slides into the groove of the roll pin, and then you tap it right out. They're pretty slick. If I can get this back in there now. But yeah, like I said, not everybody's going to be using them, but I tend to use them a lot. Lighting's kind of poor here. Big John Deere dealership, we can't afford decent lights. Snap-on punch and chisel set, Mac extractors. I like these extractors. I've only used them a couple times, but they saved my ass. Let's grab this one here. This is a 1/4 inch, so you drill out, your bolt, whatever you broke off, whatever you fucked up on. Drill out 1/4 inch, tap this in there, and see if it'll come out with this. They haven't let me, well, they have let me down once, but I was asking a little bit too much of them, to be honest. Here's a brass punch. There's some Snap-on gasket scrapers. Bearing beater. This is an old planter shaft. Works great for beating on shit. What else is there? There's a seal puller down there somewhere. Next drawer down is my impact and power tools and everything else drawer. Milwaukee 1/4 inch impact. I don't use it that often, but it comes in handy for doing hose clamps and stuff. It's not a fuel. I wish I would have got a fuel one. Here's the Milwaukee drill M12 that I bought with that impact. It works decent. Doesn't have a lot of power, but it's really small. Mac air hammer, long barrel air hammer, the bits for that air hammer. Everything's stacked on top of each other now. 3/8 Mac 3/8 air impact. Never used it yet. And the reason I never have used this is because of this tool. I love this tool. Snap-on, everybody's got this. Snap-on 14.4 3/8. These guns are awesome. Plenty of power, lightweight, small. They're awesome. I got some Snap-on extension, 1/2-inch drive impact extension set. Comes with a swivel. Ingersoll Rand 1/2-inch impact, 2235, I think, maybe. Battery, M12 battery. Mac 90-degree die grinder. Some different bits. These are Irwin, the turbo sockets, people call them. DeWalt bits, just for something. I got Mac drill bits. Those Mac drill bits are pretty good. They're warranted, so I got a regular old Mac, just a straight die grinder. Mac air drill, never use that. I want to see if I can, my Mac will let me trade that in, because I don't know if I'm ever going to use that. Use a quarter drill. These are all my impact sockets here. These are all the Mac Expert brand. All my air tools are Mac besides a 1/2-inch. All my air tools are Mac because I got a deal on them at school. I bought a whole air tool set. These are all the Expert sockets. So I've got 3/8 standard metric, deep and shallow. I've got 1/2-inch drive. I've got deep and shallow standard, and just deep metric. Here's a 13mm. They're deep. I mean, you can't go wrong with impact sockets, so I don't know how you can complain. They're decent though. Yeah, they're impact sockets. Just some really cheap cutoff wheels for die grinder, some Teflon tape, some Milton. I don't know what you call them. What do you call these? What's their technical name? Male plugs, huh? I don't know if I'd call it that. Air tool oil. Some Ingersoll, just some Rand. What the? Just lithium grease for the IR. These are Snap-on. I have yet to use these. These are Snap-on impact swivels, 1/2-inch drive. Goes from 10mm to 24. Like I said, I've yet to use them, but everybody told me to buy them, so I bought some. So that's that drawer. That drawer's a mess too. Every drawer's a mess in this box. It's only gonna get worse. The bottom drawer. This is a catch-all drawer. So every drawer is a catch-all drawer in this toolbox. But this is the Mac bit set, ratcheting screwdriver bit set. Get like every bit you'd ever need. It's even got clutch head. If anybody knows, where are those at? Where is that bit at? We'll do a little quiz. What the hell? I'm missing a bit too. God damn it! Here I'm gonna put on a quiz and I can't even find what I'm looking for. Here we go. If anybody knows what this bit is used for, put it in the comment section. Because it's probably, I bet a lot of people don't know what they're used for. It's old school bits. It even comes with them. I'm surprised they even have those bits in there. But nice ratcheting screwdriver and every bit you'd ever need. Underneath that, there's a Milwaukee tool bag in there. I got some, just some overrun sockets again. They're big metric ones. 1/2-inch drive. I think there's one standard in there too. Those are all 12 points. Harbor Freight, gloves. There's a Blue Point micrometer. Here's a Snap-on. I forgot what you call these too. There's more Blue Point micrometers. That is a dial indicator. Snap-on dial indicator for checking end play and gear backlash. Milwaukee Charger M12. This is a dial torque wrench, Snap-on, old school torque wrench. It's for doing rolling torque on power shift transmissions too. Some Snap-on 45/90 wrenches, just so you know the offset. Standard metric. These are awesome. Use them a lot for doing hoses and sprayers, it seems like. Although I don't have big enough sizes for them. I need to get some more. This is a gear wrench Allen Torx bit set. Use this one quite a bit too. Bunch of Allens, bunch of Torx. I'm out of focus again. Oh Jesus. Hopefully I'm not out of focus for too long. Allens and Torx. Got E-Torx in there too. 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive. And you got the long Torx and a long Allens, just some metric. What else? Got some grip. Grip crow's foot up to 2 inch. I don't know if it 1 1/16 to 2 inch. Occasionally you need a 2 inch on some of this John Deere stuff, and I don't want to buy a wrench for that. There's some gloves, some cleaning stuff back in there, some funnels in there too, I think, somewhere. That's all the drawers on the side of the box. I've got a Milton 12-pound sledgehammer. I've yet to use this, but the coworker I was helping out the other day, he's got just an old piece of shit sledgehammer that I was using, and it's using it almost all day. And it's like, no, I'm gonna buy a good sledgehammer. I'll always have it. These are the Harbor Freight towel holder. Yeah, I did a shitty paint job. Tell me about it. You know, the U.S. General shop towel holders, magnetic. I just hang them there, and then I hang my coat on them, the side of my box. Then I'll put my lunch box on there too. But as for that, I got a Snap-on tool bag down there that I throw tools in if we're doing a service call out in the country. This side, I got 2 Mac trays, magnetic trays. This is a Snap-on. My Snap-on sockets came on these, so I keep this one here. If we're going on a roll call again, I throw sockets on these. Bring my impact with, just so I have my own impact and my own sockets. Well, most of my own sockets. The ones that I know I'm going to use. Easy red light. It's pretty damn bright. I don't even know, is this thing still charged? Oh yeah. Rechargeable light. It's got a magnetic deal on the back. I don't care. I like that light. I don't care for it though. I just don't like the magnet on it. I used to like that light, but then I got into these. This is a Snap-on pivot light. These things are ridiculously expensive, but they are awesome. Bright as all hell. The pivot, the magnet's really, really strong on them. This is also another good light. You're looking for a little cheaper one. This is a Sabre. I think ADT makes these. Rechargeable light. This is more like a traditional treble light. Really bright. It's magnetic on the base. It all swivels up here. And even this part swivels up here, maybe. Yeah, there we go. I've dropped it in a couple buckets of oil and it still works, so it's somewhat durable. Rechargeable. Here's my 14-4 charger, another battery. A bunch of other shit up here. And it's not really my bay, but it's an area I found on the wall to put my toolbox. It's right next to the grinder, which kind of sucks, but it's a spot. I gotta back up more so you can get it in the camera. Like I said, it's kind of ugly. It's jam-packed full. I need to get another box, but I would get a bigger toolbox, but my school limits our toolbox sizes, which it makes sense. They don't want to be crawling over, you know, somebody gets a Snap-on Epic box and brings in. They don't want to, you know, a 76 inch, the big Epics, I think, maybe. They don't want that down in there, so that's why they put that rule in place. But I'll get a bigger toolbox here soon. But like I said, this is the area I work in. It's a big shop. It's a 100 by 300, I think, shop. Huge shop. We do a lot of sprayers here, and I've got about a month left before I go back down to school again. I was in school for about 3 months, and now well, I guess I was in school for like 4 or 5 months. Basically, I had 1 semester of schooling. I go on my internship, and then I go back to school again. So far I'm liking it. But anyways, if you want to see any reviews on any of the tools in there, go ahead and hit me up in the comment section. If you want to see, I'll post a video to my other toolbox tour. I was working out of an older box. That was before I went to school. I just had all my tools. Had a lot less tools then, but the tools all looked a little nicer, and the toolbox wasn't quite as full. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Go ahead, comment, rate, subscribe. Like I said, if you want to see an in-depth review on anything on here, any of the tools I showcased, or even the toolbox, go ahead and put something in the comments for me. Anyways, thanks for watching.